Okay, in this video today I'm going to tell you how to make a replacement bionic chip for the late 1970s $6 million man by Kenner in the US or Dennis Fisher in the UK. On this $6 million man toy, the arm came with two different bionic chips, one in the upper bicep area and one in the forearm. More often than not, this one in the forearm is lost. The ones at the top generally stay in place because the old bionic skin has deteriorated and keeps it stuck in. What I've got here is a spare arm, and you can see the top upper arm bionic is still in place, but sadly the one that fits in the bottom of the forearm is missing. In this video I'm going to cast a new one using clear resin and recreate the bionic print pattern on Photoshop. Okay, to do this, the first thing I did was scan in an existing chip from the lower arm, put it into Photoshop, and then recreated the schematic as I've done here. I've then printed it out and just need to cut round it to get the shape, which I shall do here. It's quite simple to cut round because it's just a straightforward square. So there we go. I'll take it off camera because I'm sure you don't want to watch me cutting things out. Okay, after a little bit of time and probably not in focus, I've cut out this schematic for this lower bionic, and I'll just check that it fits in, which it almost does. It might need a tiny little bit trimming off it, but as you can see, that will fit in there quite nicely, just like that. Okay, what you can see from that is it fits in really rather nicely. If you wanted to, you could probably just leave it like this, and whilst it's not got the plastic on it, it still looks better than just the bare socket in the arm. So that looks really good. I'm quite pleased with it. So we'll just pop that over there. What I did earlier was create a mould using an existing chip that I've got, which is here. So there's the bottom half of the mould, as you can see, and there's the top. So I'm not going to injection mould this. I'm just going to pour the liquid plastic into this mould and seal it on top. I shall also put the schematic, or whatever you want to call it, on this little section here, so it will become encased in the liquid plastic, so it should all form one unit and don't need to stick it on later with glue. I'm going to use for this polyester plastic, and it dries like clear liquid. It's used for encasing in scientific projects, so I'm going to do that and see where we end up. Okay, here you can see I've set the bionic that I've printed out of paper and stuck it and just placed it on the top of this mould. I'm not going to mix my plastic together, and hopefully that will encase in, and then we'll see what it looks like after that. Okay, I've now filled this mould, I don't know if you can see that, with liquid clear plastic, and I've put that in there and put a bit of plastic on that already, so hopefully that will set and encase it in there. Now I'm going to sandwich these two things together, put a little bit of elastic round it to hold it together, and put it under, that's my Spider-Man mixing cup, and put it under a bit of pressure. Keep watching. Okay, I've now sealed the mould together using a couple of elastic bands, and I'm now going to pop it in my pressure chamber, and hopefully it'll set. So here we go, let's see. Okay, this is a day later. I've taken the completed mould out of my pressure tank, and it's now ready to open. So I'll do this here. So gently prise the mould apart like that. There you can see how that schematic for the chip is set in, and then gently manoeuvre the silicon rubber plastic rather, and out comes the completed $6 million man. arm chip, so that probably needs the edges of it tidying up a little bit. Even if it's in focus, that probably needs the edges tidying up a little bit, and then we'll pop it in the arm and see if it fits. But you can see it from the back. It looks alright to me, like that. So okay, let's get it cleared up and then I'll be back. And here's the completed bionic chip back in situ in the arm. As you can see, it fits flush with the arm itself on both sides and from along there, and I think you'll agree it looks okay. So there we go. First part of this restoration is completed. Just for a matter of contrast, there's the original and there's the restore, so for a comparison.